So I've been a cardiologist for 23 years. I work in a major university teaching hospital in Sydney. In the last 20 years I've taken on increasingly senior roles in hospitals. So now I have a diverse career between hospital work, acute medicine, and working in office running a cardiology group practice. And most recently I've become a director in Guardian Medical Solutions. So Guardian Medical Solutions is a new medical technology company that has recently been established with the aim of introducing new technology in medical care into Australia for the betterment of patients. And the first technology that we brought in is called a smart heart device with the aim of greatly improving heart monitoring for outpatients. It is greatly superior to all other systems on the market and has the potential to find widespread uses in Australia. Beyond that, in the pipelines, there are other technology that we are actively bringing forward, including a device on vital signs monitoring, which certainly since the COVID epidemic has come to the forte, and also there's a pregnancy monitoring solution as well. 1 in 4 Australians actually will have heart rhythm problems in their lifetime, and 1 in 10 Australians will die directly or indirectly of heart rhythm problems. So it's a very significant problem. And the commonest rhythm of all is atrial fibrillation, AF. And so AF actually causes up to about 1/3 of strokes in the community. And the problem with these rhythms is they are often clinically silent. Patients are not aware of it, and they turn up with a stroke. And at that point in time in the hospital, generally, all we can do is keep our fingers crossed and hope they get better in many cases. Sometimes there's something we can do, often there isn't. And so there's been a lot of focus into identifying these patients. The current technologies we have for monitoring heart rhythms for patients simply is antiquated and very often inadequate. And so this smart heart technology really comes to fill a major gap in what we have to offer for patients. So heart rhythm problems has come to the forte in the last 2 decades dramatically compared to at the end of last century. Heart rhythm problems were always there, but it's kind of often overlooked or under-investigated in cardiology. One of the main reasons was there wasn't actually that much we could do about it for patients. With that, there's been an explosion of attempts to monitor heart rhythms. But to this day, of the many systems we have currently available, they're all dogged by various technical problems. Patients are not comfortable. It's a real hassle, and this smart heart device offers really a significant leap in technology that overcomes much of these issues. I might first by actually showing you what a standard Holter monitor looks like. So it comes with a strap that you sling onto yourself, and they typically have 5 wires which dangles all over the place with dots stuck to your chest, and you have to carry that for 24 hours, or sometimes 48 hours, but most patients cannot bear after 24 hours. And so that's a Holter monitor. And one of the the 2 commonest problems with this is battery failure. Even we buy the top brand batteries, check the things, sometimes they just don't last the distance, the monitor shuts off. And secondly, is these leads are very uncomfortable for patients, and they come off. If you get a bit sweaty, the dots, no matter how good the dots are, they'll come off, and you start getting a lot of interference. If you move a lot, exercise, you get a lot of electrical interference, and analyzing them is very difficult, and you lose a lot of data. So in comparison, the smart heart device comes as a patch, simply like that, and it's this Bluetooth sync to an app on an Android or Apple iPhone, and so you basically just scan it in, press the on button. It's got a battery inside, which in fact I've left on for, it lasts for more than 7 days before there's any issues. You just clean the skin and stick it onto the patient, and that's it. And it starts recording, and it constantly uploads the data live via Bluetooth onto the phone that uploads it online to the monitoring center. So it has the capacity to be analyzed real time. And certainly every 24 hours they turn over the data, and the great thing is it can record up to 5 days, potentially more. So the advantage of this device is there are no wires. The adhesive is excellent, and it will be very difficult for this to come off. With no movement artifacts, the data quality is excellent, and the accuracy of the data that in our analysis seems to be in around the 99.5% accurate level, which is superb. Finally, the online analysis, it's normally for Holters, a human technician would sit in front of the screen and scroll through 24 hours worth of data, which is extremely laborious and time consuming. And on top of that, of course, there's a lot of interference issues. With this, there's a very good artificial intelligence algorithm that's been trained to recognize heart rhythms, and it actually does the first read, and the data that it then triages out is then second read by a trained cardiac technician. So the actual ability to analyze data is very quick. And so the report turnaround is superb. You can have a full report about 2 hours after completion of monitoring. So overall, this is a major leap forward for heart monitoring for cardiac outpatients. And as I mentioned, it is way superior to anything on the market currently available. Yeah, it actually was developed by a surgeon in India, he's a man with a lot of interest in new technology, and from his surgical background, he became very interested in monitoring patients, and India has a major deficiency in this field as well. And so it's taken him many years to develop this technology, which has been in clinical use for a couple of years there, very successfully. So this smart heart device from a company called Vigo in India is FDA approved and also TGA approved in Australia. So in Australia, Guardian Medical Solutions has an exclusive agreement with Vigo to provide smart heart commercially, and also in Southeast Asia as well. So I've used the smart heart device in around 30 to 40 patients in place of conventional Holter monitoring, and the experience has been universally superb. And the patient feedback has been nothing short of excellent, and every single patient says, "Can I please have that again next time?" So the potential market potential is huge for smart hearts. In Australia, about 340,000 Holters are done annually at a cost of $76 million of market potential. Most of these Holters are done by large pathology companies and large cardiology practices. And we have actually showed this system to many cardiologists, as well as general GPs and pathology companies. The universal feedback is it's outstanding, and all of them are interested when they change over their systems to take it up. In fact, some cardiologists said to me, "Who cares about the current system? This is so much better. We should just do it." On top of that, probably more than half of cardiologists actually don't have Holters because it is such a nuisance thing to run. Patients, damage Holters, lose Holters. Some patients actually, rather than return the Holters, they put the Holters into Australia Post box and expect somehow it will come back to us. The most crazy thing happens, so for all those cardiologists who don't have Holters, there's absolutely no reason for them not to use Vigo because they can provide that service themselves from here on. So we expect the market opportunity to be very, very high. I'm very excited about this opportunity. As a clinician, I've taken senior roles in public and private hospitals, both clinically and in administrative levels. I've been involved in university at senior levels. I've run community charity organizations interacting with all different government levels. I've been an advisor to technology and pharma companies. So now moving on to become involved as a director of a medical technology company is a great opportunity that broadens my interests, my experience, and I see that I can make a great contribution to bringing new technology which is relevant to patient care, which will improve patient outcomes. And I think that is fantastic to have the opportunity to work in this area, which is in a field that is close to my heart.